evening. It's 6 o'clock on Tuesday, March 14th, 2017. Welcome and thank you for joining us tonight for the English edition of Aura News, where we bring you today's top stories translated into English every weeknight. The newly reconstructed bazaar was inaugurated on this summer day, and Prime Minister Tirana Mayor Veliai and the former Minister of Interior Samir Tahiri attended the inauguration ceremony of this strategic rehabilitation project of Tirana City Hall. There will be about 300 businesses and around 1,000 employees at the new bazaar. Irony did not escape the Prime Minister or the Mayor when comparing the bazaar to the opposition's tent set up at the boulevard to protest against the Prime Minister. Mayor Veliai declared by accident the background and the landscape resemble a tent. This is also a tent, but this is a tent of work. Starting today, 1,007 people will work in 308 businesses in the new bazaar area. We believe in a tent of work, so my friends, a lot of time has been wasted with words. The time has come to roll up our sleeves and to move Tirana and Albania forward with the people of work. The Prime Minister commented, saying, "This tent is not the same as that tent. The people here are ordinary people who will start an honest job to maintain their families, while those at the tent a few meters away tell the unemployed, join us to keep the corrupt judges and prosecutors who have benefited from corrupt politicians to create a power that is damaging people and transformed the justice system into an old bazaar where justice was sold and bought according to desire." Tirana's City Hall cooperated with the American Albanian Development Fund, which financed 544 million lek for the project. The reconstruction of the bazaar seems to have revived the area, and the citizens thanked the mayor for the investment. Albania is celebrating the holiday Summer Day today, which marks the end of winter and the beginning of warmer days. On Summer Day, people share a traditional dessert called balakume. Summer Day is an old tradition, particularly popular in the city of Elbasan, which is the symbol city for the celebrations of this holiday. Elbasan main squares and roads were filled with thousands of citizens coming from different cities. Tirana turned into the epicenter of Summer Day celebrations, with even Tirana's mayor joining in the activities and sport games organized in different areas of the capital. Music, dances, and fairs were organized around Tirana at the main boulevard, at Mother Teresa Square, at the lake area, and at the pedestrian area, with a variety of activities organized for different age groups. Renowned DJs and singers gave street concerts, heating the atmosphere as people crowded to hear them. As always, the children enjoyed Summer Day the most, spending the day with their families, walking around, playing and flying kites. In Durrës, there were no activities organized by their city hall, but citizens celebrated Summer Day at the city's main promenade. Vlora City Hall organized a concert at their main square, and Malaysia City Hall organized activities along the Shunjin coast. There were also celebrations in Fier, Cirocaster, Shkodër, and Dieber, where citizens celebrated the triumph of light over darkness. For the second day in a row, the Democratic Party chairman had a working lunch with some EU ambassadors, including the ambassadors of Germany, Hungary, Poland, Croatia, Slovenia, Holland, and Belgium, along with Democratic Party ally representatives. After the meeting, the DP chairman had this to say: "We discussed the political situation in the country. Together with the other opposition representatives, we made our decision clear that we will not withdraw from the battle for free and honest elections. We will not withdraw from our battle until our condition of establishing a provisional government is fulfilled." The discussion was fruitful and supportive to the European aims of our popular movement. We went out of this lunch with more optimism and more determination to go through to the end of our cause, declared the DP chairman. The opposition's protest and the political situation in the country were the meeting's focus. Yesterday, the DP chairman held a working lunch with 5 other ambassadors of EU countries. The Italian Foreign Minister Angelo Alfano is on an official visit to Albania in the framework of the Trieste summit. Mr. Alfano held a meeting with his Albanian counterpart, Bushati. Afterwards, they gave a joint press conference where the Albanian foreign minister declared that they talked about fulfilling priorities for the EU integration and the situation in the region. The Albanian minister believes that citizens will trust again once the judicial reform is implemented, saying, "I think that the judicial reform and the vetting law are fundamental, not only for opening negotiations for EU membership, but also to return Albanian citizens' trust in state institutions and in the justice system. The reform will clean the justice system of corrupt judges and prosecutors who have no correlation to the honorable professions," said the foreign minister Bushati. Regarding the opposition's protest, the Italian minister said that it is an issue that is internal. "We support the reforms process in Albania. We cannot comment on internal issues of a free and sovereign country. We praise your persistence to advance with the EU integration. Albania has made progress on its path towards the EU. Albania has contributed to stability in the region, and the EU should support the advancement of Balkan countries," said the Italian Foreign Minister Alfano. Samir Tahiri met with citizens for the last time as the Minister of Interior, as he participated at the State Police Fair, which had been organized for the Summer Day celebration. Mr. Tahiri declared that his team managed to transform the state police, saying, "This is the police force we want. We will work for Albania the same as we did for the state police. We will work for the economy and employment with the same passion we had for the state police. We will do even more," said Mr. Tahiri, who interrupted his speech to greet an elderly woman who was praising the work he did as the Minister of Interior. When asked whether he has any regret for anything he has left undone, Mr. Tahiri had this to say: "Things will go better for this country. We have done a lot and we will do better in the future. We will lose too much if we go backwards," said Tahiri, who refused to respond to the journalist's question of whether he plans to return as Minister of Interior in the future. The recent and modern equipment used daily by police officers were on display at the State Police Fair, including road police body cameras. The World Bank's Board of Executive Directors approved a $100 million financial sector development policy loan to the Republic of Albania today. The policy operation supports reforms aimed at strengthening the resilience of the banking sector, as well as the regulation and supervision of non-bank financial institutions in Albania. Ellen Goldstein, World Bank Country Director for the Western Balkans, said, "The reforms supported by this operation aim at addressing the current vulnerabilities of the financial sector and enhancing its resilience. These reforms will enable the right environment for banks and non-bank financial institutions to expand credit to the private sector, which in turn will boost economic growth." The operation is structured around 3 pillars: adopting policy measures to reduce NPLs and enhance the financial safety net, strengthening regulation, supervision, and resolution management of banks and savings and credit associations, and strengthening the regulation and supervision of investment funds. The actions undertaken by the government and the financial sector authorities supported by the new operation include significant improvements in the legal framework, such as a new bankruptcy law, a bank resolution law, a new law on savings and credit associations, and amendments to the audit law the Deposit Insurance Law, the Collective Investments Undertaking Law, the Civil Procedure Code, and the Private Bailiffs Law. The World Bank Task Team leader Michael Edwards said, "These reforms not only mitigate the risks currently faced by the banking sector, but also introduce important changes that will have a long-term benefit for businesses and lending activities in the country. The new bankruptcy law, for instance, is expected to substantially improve the effectiveness and speed of handling insolvency cases and also establish credible restrictions for problematic borrowers." The Financial Sector Development Loan is a fixed spread IBRD loan with an 8-year grace period and a 31-year repayment plan. That's all for our English edition this evening. Please join us again Monday through Saturday at 6 p.m. for your local news in English. My name is Mari, and on behalf of Aura News, thank you and good night.